Okay, William, let's go for a walk. You'll learn a lot when you're constantly on the road, and that's what my buddy Louis Levitt has been doing with his group Sybarite 5 for the last several years. He's acquired a whole bunch of tips and tricks along the way for doing things that you don't realize you might have to do until you're actually tested in real-world environments. So that's what we're going to dig into in today's episode.
I have a bunch of weird tips and base hacks, I call them, for warming up, playing under stress, under pressure, figuring out how to get the best possible sound if you have not a lot of time, and also doing things like changing your strings if you need to, and how you can do that in a way where it will not take you 10 to 15 minutes for each string. How it's going to take maybe a couple minutes, and we'll have like a clock here. I'm sure we can figure that out, because the magic of the internet.
Exactly.
And it will show you like how long it takes me to change a string. And you can make a choice if that's how you want to change your strings or not. But it's something that my teacher taught me, and I've been doing it ever since, and I figured we'll just do it. So I'm going to change my A string right now, and I guess we'll probably start a clock or something.
Right.
And it's totally in tune, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Great. Okay, so
we'll
here we go.
start it right.
Just going to loosen it. Now it's a little bit easier for me, I'll say, because I've already done it the way I want it. But if you have a string winder, this will go faster. And if you have one of those drills with the little string winder thing, this will go even faster than that. Some of this might depend on the gearing of your gears. If you have the Irving Sloans, this could take a little bit longer, or a finer gear. If you've got a thicker gear, maybe a little bit less. So I've unwound the string, and you'll see what I've done here. And we might have a zoom on this later, but I've wrapped the string around itself 3 times. And I want to take it out. So would you mind holding this for me? Thanks, cool. I could do this myself, but it's more fun with the assistant. So I've got the string here, and I'm going to take it out just so we have like a real, let's say I was changing with a new string. I'm not, because I happen to really like this string, and I'm going to put it back on. I know I've got a weird tailpiece, but we'll talk about that later. So put it right through as if it was a new string. Pull it up here, and I'm going to just put it through the little string hole deal here. Got it?
Got it?
Yeah. You don't need to lay your bass down to do this. You definitely always want to change one string at a time. Do not get into a thing where you're going to change all 4 strings. Your sound post is going to fall. So I just put it through the hole, right? And then here's the secret trick, okay? You pull it through, get it where you need it. Get it to about where it's 4 fingers, okay? You're going to wrap it around itself 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm just going to tighten the string. I want to keep some tension on it here with this hand, my left hand. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell my left from my right. Bass player,
Right.
Don't really know. So you're just going to wrap it. I'm going to keep a little bit of little tension here. You can see I'm doing that with my fingers and my thumb, just so there's something. I'm looking down to make sure I'm still in the groove, and I'm tightening up. I don't know how many minutes we've been going so far, but I'd be willing to bet it's are we at 2 minutes maybe? Maybe we're at 2.
We'll find out.
We're not even. And then as it gets a little tighter, your finger's going to go closer. You're eventually going to be able to let it go. Make sure it's in your groove, and then now we're just tuning up. Now, there's going to be people that say, wait, Louis, this is a terrible idea. You've wrapped your string around itself, and now you've got metal wrapped around metal, and that's really bad, and it's just going to wear out your string much faster than it would have before in the past. And to those people, I will let them know I've literally traveled around the world with my bass, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
I don't know how many minutes it is. It's going to take a second. I'm going to. Right, so, and you got a little extra here. You can either take your snippers, cut it off if you want, or if you feel like you're Jimi Hendrix, he used to do this. He used to wrap and make little circles like this, because that's where he'd keep his cigarette, right?
Yeah.
That's what guitar players used to do. So I'm going to try to do that. I'll do my best. Jimi Hendrix here, and you can tuck it in there, or you can let it hang free and feel like, you're being wild. This doesn't bother me at all. I don't care that I have that inside my peg box. I got other things to think about, like how I can play the best low notes possible. But I think that's it. String has been changed. So That's my secret trick. You can do it for all the strings, and I don't know how many minutes that took. Maybe it was 3 minutes. We'll find out. I could be totally wrong in my computations. But this is the way I recommend doing it. For those of you who feel like you're doing terrible things to your strings, I have never broken a string from doing this, and I have changed strings hundreds, if not thousands of times. It's a great way to change strings because you can change your strings more often and experiment. And therefore, it's not such a pain in the butt to change them. It's not like you gotta have the whole afternoon free. You can just do it. And I've done it on concerts where I've played one half of the concert with one string and I want to try a different sound for the after intermission. I put it right on. And it's not an issue. If you might get a little slippage at the beginning, that's fine, that's normal, it happens anyway, right? And you see, I did it all by hand. I didn't use a winder. If you use a winder, I guarantee it's gonna go twice as fast. And if you use the drill, I don't know, maybe you could do, I think you could probably do it in under a minute.
Yeah.
Like if I had the drill. So this is how I change my strings. If you have questions about it, leave them in the comments below. If you think it's horrible or you think it's awesome, you can let us know. Like I said, I've never broken a string this way, and I've never had any issue with strings wearing out quicker. I tend to change my strings at least every 6 months. So, but some of the strings I have, like spiral cores, last for years. So I have some spiral cores that I really like that might be actually 30 years old. And guess how I've been changing them like that. So there you go.
Louis's Bass Hacks.